Update 35 is a big update, and I'm gonna have to split all the information into several videos. This video you're watching right now will cover pretty much all the changes except for the Captain and Warden rework, the Grodris Etmor's event, the mastery buffs to true damage changes, and the power rework. These topics will be covered in upcoming videos. We now know the names of the new instances with update 35. 2 3-mans, one is called Saint Lore, the Poison Gardens. The other one is called Tharisgar, the Vile Apothecary. And as you can see, they're not yet available. Saint Lore was supposed to be available, but it got postponed. We have the name of the next 6-man, Sagroth, Lair of Vermin. And we have the name of the next raid, Gwethrenost, the Witch King's Citadel. But none of these are available at the moment. One of the first things you'll notice when you log into update 35 is that your character has received mail from Cranog, subject a return to Carn Dum. Blah 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 blah. You get a quest. Detached item. The quest is travel to Baal Avark in Angmar. And this Baal Avark is kind of like a little hub where you can go to. That's gonna be like the main instance area where you go for like your quests and stuff for the instances. The only way to reach this area right now is via the stable masters at Esteldin, Gothforthnir, and Rivendell. So I decided to go to Esteldin, and if we look here, Angmar, Baal Avark is where you want to go. It will swift travel you to the brand new location. You can see. You've arrived at Baal Avark. This is like a little area. You look at the map. This is kind of a reimagined Carn Dum. So all the new instances will take place within this area, I believe. So if we look around, we have our stable master. We have a couple of NPCs. What's this? A Corsair. Yeah, we have a new Sarskilin. It's gonna be the new barter item for this Sarskilinan. Right, that's gonna be the barter item for this. Of course, this is the first beta. It's not gonna be a finished product. Have some quests here. Complete the Fight for Carn Dum daily. Now what is this daily? Complete Saint Lore, Tharisgar, and Sagroth. So complete both 3-mans and the 6-man is a daily quest. Gives you 3 of this Sarskillion. And completing this daily 4 times a week gives you 5 Sarskillion. And you probably want this Sarskillion to barter for different items. Rumak has a weekly for the new raid. This is good. I like when we have weeklies and dailies for completing content. It gives us reasons to run the content, but please, we have daily locks. Please let us run the instance daily or something, you know? Even on higher tiers. The mustering horn, we can summon people here, which is good. Let's see if we can take a look at this area. Oh my. As always, looks great. Looks really nice. Don't know if you can actually go down here. Because I know there's no landscape update with this update. I'm pretty sure this little hub here is where you go to do your instance stuff. And then you just do the instances and you get put inside the area in instances. You can't actually go there. The map looks cool. As always, the area looks great. Just one note for Brawler. If low strike is your most recent setup skill, and then you use a finisher, you will restore a substantial amount of power. So let me try to use low strike on this guy. Then I'll use a finisher. How much did it heal for? 12,500 points to power. It seems like Brawler's gonna have a good time with power, since you're pretty much using this anyway for the vulnerable effect. The Brawler seems to be pretty covered with power. Burglars will restore power when hitting critical hits with Subtle Stab. 8,320 power. Let's try this out. I do believe I hit a critical hit right there. 12,000 power. Oh, critical heal. Let me try this again. Let me kill one of these. Leave one alive. Leave the goblin alive. Need him for science. Did not see the power. Oh, there it is. 8,300. So you can get a critical heal for 12k power. 8,320 is your power heal if you crit with Subtle Stab. We have a few champion changes. The athletic trait in Redline, when maxed out, your next attack will stun your target, can only be procced by using a melee damaging attack. Fervor in Redline no longer increases power regen. Continuous Blood Rage in Redline reduces power cost by 20%, down from 75%. Second Wind has moved to the top of Blue Line. I believe it's already at the top on live, but for easier access for red and yellow champ if you want some extra power restore. But the improved effect of Second Wind has been moved down from tier 3 to tier 4. Mighty Roar in Blue Line now inflicts physical damage and has been scaled up considerably. It's gonna hit a lot harder than it currently does. For Guardian, we have the same thing with Brutal Charge. To stun your enemy with Brutal Charge effect, you need to hit a damaging melee attack. We have quite a few Hunter changes as well. Archer's Mark in Redline, the Redline trait, will no longer override the Master Trapper effect from Yellow Line, which makes your traps stronger or does some incoming damage stuff. This bug has been fixed. Heartseeker's incoming healing modifier debuff can no longer be cleansed. Endurance Stance reduces range scale power cost by 20%. This is Press Onward 1 point in live with the Tracery. Restores 23.5% of max morale if I use it on my Hunter on live. It's about 230k heal. This has changed on live. This heal is no longer percentage based, but rather based on your level. So I'm level 140, and the heal with the Tracery, still have the Tracery, about 120k. So if I use it, it's 120k. You do, however, get a run speed buff after using this, 15% for 10 seconds. But the heal is definitely nerfed. You can put extra points into Perseverance, but I don't think this is gonna be worth getting. But pretty much, the more health you have, the weaker this heal will be. And also the power restore from Press Onward is gone. Burn Hot will increase your range skill power cost by 25%. Bow of the Righteous has been moved from a passive trait line in blue, has been moved to something you can trait in red. I am to retrait real quick. You can see that Bow of the Righteous is now a skill. When you click this skill, you restore 4,000 power on every bow attack. So let's try this on this dummy. You can see every attack restores 4,000 power, so a really good power heal for you there with this cooldown. 1.5 minute cooldown, same as Burn Hot. This will be a nice skill to pair with Burn Hot, or just whenever if you need power. This is a draw weight on live servers. You need 6 points to get max benefit. On beta, this has been reduced to 5, same benefit, but just costs 1 less point to max it out. This change is probably because you got the extra Bow of the Righteous to trade here. Improved Intent Concentration has been moved up to tier 2. It used to be at tier 3. It has now been moved up, and the power restore on it has been rebalanced. One of the biggest changes is Strength of the Earth. This skill on live restores power. On the current beta, the skill has been moved down a line, and this skill now restores power over 5 seconds. It's no longer a channel skill, you just restore it passively after popping the skill. And it's also a DPS cooldown. 10% range damage buff for 1 point, 25% range damage buff for 2 points. So as you can see, you have to go pretty deep into blue line. So if you want to get everything in red and also get this cooldown in blue, you're kind of going to have to give up some stuff. So maybe something in red. For sure you can't get this. But nonetheless, if you get this, hit apply. Let me actually get the... just take a look at these cooldowns now. We have Burn Hot, which is 1 minute 30 cooldown. Strength of the Earth, 1 minute 30 cooldown. Bow of the Righteous, 1 minute 30 cooldown. These 3 cooldowns are kind of in sync. So for sure, people will do Burn Hot and Strength of the Earth together, giving you in total over 80% range damage. Duration is both 20 seconds on both of them. And since this is probably going to burn a lot of power, you probably want to pop this during or just even after. Doesn't really matter when you pop this because the power restore is so good on this. You can also look at the animations. Burn Hot, people usually cancel with a movement like this. Strength of the Earth, I think, has no animation. You can just run freely and stand still. Kind of roots you in place. People will have to practice Burn Hot, cancel, Strength of the Earth, cancel. And this skill has an animation that you can't cancel. So probably this after the cooldowns have been used. But Hunter now has a secondary DPS cooldown if you wish to trade deep into blue. Beneath Notice on live restores power every 4 seconds for 20 seconds. On beta, it now restores power every 1 second for 10 seconds. Another good power restore for Hunter. And a final note for Barrage. The final cooldown after using tier 3 Barrage has been reduced and is now 12 seconds, no longer 15 seconds. On the screen right now, this is Loremaster on the live servers. Take a look at water lore. Every 4 seconds it heals for a certain amount. Beacon of Hope, really strong heal for the Loremaster. Cooldown is 30 seconds, and there's a hot every 4 seconds, just like water lore. And I also want people to note the cooldowns on Share the Power single target, 10 seconds. Share the Power Fellowship, 30 seconds. Let's switch over to beta. You can look at water lore first. Same thing, every 4 seconds it heals, but it now has an initial heal as well. Beacon of Hope, another change here. Cooldown only 10 seconds now. So this skill got a really nice buff. Heal is about the same, but the heal over time is now every 2 seconds for 10 seconds. So basically, Loremaster healing output just went up by a lot. With the new power changes comes increased cooldown on Share the Power and Share the Power Fellowship. Share the Power goes from 10 to 20 seconds, and Share the Power Fellowship from 30 to 45 seconds. Rune-Keeper changes. All damage types of Rune-Keeper gets a 10% damage increase. Fire, Lightning, and Frost all get 10% increased damage. Epic Conclusions damage has been increased considerably. Vivid Imagery's damage has been reduced slightly. And as we can see, the 10-second days should increase with your attunement. So we're going to try this out. I'm just going to build my attunement to max here. See what happens then. Alright, let's take a look at this skill with max attunement. What is the difference? No attunement 10-second days. Max attunement 14.5-second days. Quite a long days with this skill now. Another change to this skill, when you use it, it will put you to neutral attunement. We can look at my attunement now. It's almost maxed on fire, maxed out. Use Vivid. It'll put you on 0 attunement, neutral attunement. The Fulgurite runestone has its damage nerfed slightly. The volcanic runestone damage has been increased. Scribe's spark damage has been increased and it now attunes 2, up from 1. Ceaseless argument cooldown reduced to 0.3 seconds. The skill execution on Ceaseless should also be increased. We can try to take a look at that. I'm going to spam that skill. Seems to be firing pretty smoothly. Static Surge base proc chance has been increased. On every lightning skill you have a chance to proc this skill. It used to be 10%, it's now 20% on beta. But Static Surge now attunes 2. So if you have maxed red attunement, it's going to take you 2 attunement closer to neutral. They also did some work on the AoE of Static Surge. So now it'll actually look like you're hitting what you're supposed to be hitting, instead of it being kind of random. All frost skills now attunes towards neutral. They no longer build attunement. And the further away from neutral you get, and then use your frost skills, they will deal more damage. This is Essence of Winter in a neutral attunement. I'll try to build some damage attunement. We'll see if the damage on Essence of Winter changes. As you can see, the damage will increase the more attunement you have towards the healing side or to damage side. You will deal more damage with your frost skills. The next note is about the Aftershock buff. For those who don't know, the way you build your damage buffs as Rune-Keeper, you have your Thunderous Words here on the right side. Gives the Fury of Storm critical hit chance. That can proc 20% on every lightning skill. You also have Harsh Debate. Same thing, 20% proc, 15% tactical damage. If both of these proc and are active at the same time, they fuse into one and turn into Closing Remarks. Whenever you have Closing Remarks active, you can then use Epic Conclusion to proc something called Aftershock, which is another damage buff. I'm just going to go ahead and show this real quick. I'm going to try to proc the things. No procs yet. There's the first one, Harsh Debate, I think. Okay, I got both. I have Closing Remarks now. As you can see on this buff, it's both of the initial ones together, and Epic Conclusion's damage will be increased. And now when I use Epic Conclusion while this buff is active, it will be replaced by the Aftershock buff. 20% tactical damage and 25% Fury of Storm crit hit chance for 10 seconds. So the patch note is that while this buff is active, you can no longer proc the other buffs again. Until Aftershock is gone, you can no longer proc the initial 2 and the Closing Remarks again. What used to happen was, while Aftershock was active, you could proc both of them and get Closing Remarks back up again, and Closing Remarks would actually overwrite Aftershock entirely. So with this fix, you will have to wait until Aftershock is gone, and then you can start proccing your buffs again. On the live servers, the Overflowing Confidence increases the self-motivation heal, and also put a self-motivation power cost duration on the skill. So for 20 seconds, the power cost is reduced by 20%. If you look at beta, it seems like the tooltip is still saying the power cost thing, but if we look at the actual skill, the power cost over time is now gone. And self-motivation itself on live is a percentage-based heal, 30% of max morale heal, which would equate to about 300k for my Rune-Keeper. And if we look on beta, this has now changed, just like the Hunter, to a based on your level heal instead of a percentage based. So the heal is now going to be around 200k for my Rune-Keeper, so down from 300 to 200. I already released this video called LOTRO Next Class Confirmed Corsair, and it seems pretty much all but confirmed that the Umbar expansion will have the Corsair class as a new playable class for Freeps. And just wanted to go briefly through this video to show what I found, if people haven't seen this video already. I did look at the in the following social panel. I said that these were alphabetically placed, and I still hold to that theory. But if you look at the top, you have Burglar, Hunter, and Champion. It doesn't make sense, it's not alphabetically. But people have been theorizing that Hunter, for example, is kind of using its old name. Maybe it was called Bowmaster or Bowman, or something along those lines. So while the name changed, it still has its old name in this list. But in any case, there were so many hints towards the Corsair being a class found that I think it's pretty safe to say that it's all but confirmed. In my video, I showed like this data mine stuff. Advanced table, class name, Corsair. There's also pip type for Corsair called Balance, something about a kill streak. There were some items also found, worn fighting armor, and although it currently is using the Brawler look as a placeholder, this will surely change in the future. And there was also a scimitar, which also is probably a placeholder sword, or I should say a cutlass. So the cutlass is going to be the main weapon for the Corsair. Another screenshot that showed up on my Discord server today. TBD classes Cutlass of Legends, TBD classes Haversack, TBD classes Stiletto of Legends. So I think it's pretty safe to say that this is definitely the next class. Corsair pretty much confirmed. Gonna be having, looks like it's a melee class. It's gonna have a cutlass and a haversack, whatever that is, like a rucksack maybe, I don't know. But I don't think it's outlandish to say that the next class is definitely gonna be the Corsair. We also have some minor delving changes. Tiers 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, so 5 through 9 are somewhat easier. Tiers 5 through 10, so 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Detection radius has been greatly reduced. So you can now move closer to enemies without them like noticing you right away. When it comes to the rewards, rotten fruit and lumps of coal has been removed from the rewards, and quite a few of the delving effects have caps on them depending on how many players are in the delving. School and library at Tom Merdine are now available as delvings, so I'm gonna go ahead and try out school. See how this works. Gonna try tier 10. There's the delving stone, tier 10. Alright, so this is a recording from the run we did, and similar to tier delvings as we know just right now from the missions in Swanfleet and Cardolan, it's pretty much the same thing. We had the adaptation effect, we had you know, the reduced damage if you're too close, and they also dropped the second and third ad that we had to clear. And the difficulty is fine, it's not really too hard if you know what you're doing. We had like the traditional tank DPS healer setup. You can probably do a tank and 2 DPS if you want. And we finally got to the boss. He is normal, just like people know him. Just watch out for his AoE and stuff. And eventually we killed him. And the way this works, after you kill the boss, you loot the chest, your quest completes. As you can see from the rewards that we got, it's normal school rewards. Nothing great, honestly. And we got a yellow rune. And yep, you go to any delving master and you open your chest. And just like normal, you get 50 writs and you get a drop. And I got an armor piece. So for the amount of time this took, it's not worth at all. You are much better off just doing the normal missions in Swanfleet and Cardolan. If you want this to be worth running on like a tier 10 delving, the rewards have to be scaled up. Either like a gold tracery drop, that would make it worth it and actually another good way to get gold traceries, or you would have to increase the rewards of delving writs you get, because for the amount of time this takes compared to a normal mission that gives the same rewards, currently this is not worth it at all. I'm hoping to see the rewards change and give us more rewards for doing this, but if they don't change anything from what is right now, then school and library is not worth doing at all. Alright, time for some monster play. And apparently there's a brand new tutorial for monster players that we're going to take a look at. Let's make a monster, a warg. What should we name him? I want to think of something real creative. I know. Ghynwarg. That's it. What a name. Alright, now I'm not 100% sure about the old tutorial, what it was like, but let's see. Alright. Well, fresh pup, okay? Go talk to War Tyrant Akulhun. Where is he? Right, War Tyrant. Hello. Sniffs the air, yes. Received infamy points for defeating a foe. Okay. Talk to Malavin. Yeah, that's a long cooldown on the sprint. I don't like that. Malavin. Okay, new recruit. Speak with the emissaries. Okay. Ah, okay, so they're selling me on their clans. I see. Okay. Okay. This is like the new thing where you select your clan, I thought. I haven't really looked into it yet. They're trying to sell us on their clan. Okay. Well done. I am amazed you had the attention span necessary to speak to them all. Yes, I read every word. This is true. Alright, so now I have to choose the clan that I was most impressed by and which suits me. I'm gonna do the warg. Okay. Talk to Malavin. What quest do you have now? Okay, so I can switch the boon that I want. Alright, okay, so I chose the Skara pack. All these have different kinds of buffs. Alright, that's a good tutorial introduction. Turn to respawning then. Okay. I've now chosen my boon. Back to where I spawned. Nagfra, the Corruptor. Alright, so he's going to teach me about corruptions, how this stuff works. Okay, and I can train corruptions, yes. Alright, so I don't have any more quests now, so I guess that was the starting tutorial. To introduce you to the different clans and the different buffs they give. Then it takes to your trainer and like the bard, I guess, the trait trainer, and then off you go. I guess that was it for the new tutorial. At least I couldn't find any more quests. When it comes to monster play news, doing quests, I believe this is for both sides. Doing quests will require less items to complete, and the quests requiring you to kill enemies of the other side. So if you're a creep, killing creeps will be more rewarding than normal quests. Creep quests will now give LI XP to advance your reward track. Monster players can now use trophy and potion carryalls. And there will also be a new carryall added to the LOTRO store for both monster and Freep players, where you can put all the items that you acquire in the Ettenmoors to free up some bag space. Alright, so I'm currently running through the Ettenmoors. I'm about to go up to Isendeep. Apparently Isendeep is now the lair of Grodris. Currently approaching the mine. Oh. Alright, there's a drake. More drakes. Clearly, the mine has been overtaken. Let's see if I can find Grodris before I die. Apparently, you'll need a raid to be able to take her down. Where would she be? Like all the way, right? Bottom of the mine. There she is. Matron of the Winter's Ebb. Apparently, if you step on these eggs, you're gonna spawn ads. I don't see anything. Are you gonna fight me? I have to be in melee for her to fight currently. Yes, I do. Apparently she has 3 phases. Nothing's happening when I'm stepping on the eggs though. I thought that would spawn like drakelings. So apparently in phase 1 she's rooted like she is right now. It's kind of seems unfinished because you can just range her. Oh, she just reset, okay. You can't really leave her. She'll just reset. Oh, she green barred. Interesting. I guess you better make sure you have a tank next to her. This seems like a bug or something. Yeah, phase 1, she's supposed to be fighting here, rooted, just like a frontal AoE breath. She does wing buffet. Also tail swipe. You are knocked into or run over her eggs. They will spawn hatchlings. I guess that's not implemented yet. In phase 2, Grodris will start to move and sometimes randomly choose a target in the raid. Phase 2, she has random attacks. Random attack that's not in melee range. Then there's Fireball, then there's Wing Buffet. Then there's a Spinning Pounce. In phase 3, Grodris returns to breathing fire in a cone and doing a significantly powerful AoE pulse attack. And when the players or the monster players kill her, they gain a buff in the Ettenmoors for 1 hour. And this buff will likely need to be modified, so probably make it longer. After the hour expires, Grodris will return and the sequence begins again. Now I can... Oh. Okay, I guess I bugged it out or something. Yeah, it seems unfinished. But this is no longer a keep, it's the lair of Grodris. Oh. Oh, she's coming back. The lair of Grodris. Go here, defeat her, get a bonus, and then come back. Go in here. Whoever gets the killing blow gets the bonus. You can see a lot of interesting fights happening here between Freeps and Creeps. Someone's fighting Grodris, and then someone will flank, and there's a lot of potential. For sure, an interesting twist in the Ettenmoors up in Isendeep. And on another note, Orion actually posted this on the forums. If you want to find his post, it's on the forums under LOTRO game discussion, monster play. And in this thread, he's actually making a few suggestions for feedback. And he's talking about adding weekly quests to the Ettenmoors and giving good rewards for completing those weekly quests. So if you care about PvmP, go to this thread, give him feedback, what you think, let him know. But once again, good work is happening with the PvmP. Any legendary item with tactical healing rating, such as this minstrel book that I have on live, has been increased by 25%. This is live 1800. We switch over to beta real quick, we'll see 2300 almost. This increase is to help with the healing with the power changes, so it's an intended change. Any legendary item with tactical healing rating has been increased. On this beta, there's also a place that got a little bit of an upgrade. I'm speaking, of course, of the last homely house. Let's go inside and see what it looks like now. And as we enter, we can see that there's a lot of more, I would call it vegetation almost. A lot more flowers and trees. More in the the Elvish style, some banners. Definitely got a fix-up. I hear the Elrond's library also got a little bit of an upgrade. Check it out. Yeah, a lot of new stuff. Tapestry on the walls. Did it move? Oh, back here now? Oh, little hallway. That looks nice. Quite the upgrade in the last homely house. Looks really nice. Season 5 of the Legendary Items reward track will arrive on live in a few more days. But on beta we already have the reward track, and I took the liberty of opening everything so people can see what's in store, what rewards are you going to get from Season 5 of the reward track. So what you're looking at right here is all the rewards from the reward track. If you look at the bottom, you have your coffers of 600 ancient script and 200. In total, these give 8,000 ancient script, and the very last chest also gave 2,000, as you can see here in my window down here. So about 10,000 ancient script from level 1 to 100. And also you get a little bit extra if you deconstruct all the random traceries if you don't need them. But with the ancient script out of the way, I'll start from the top. You get 35 enhancement runes yellow, 51 purple enhancement runes, 44 teal enhancement runes, and 33 gold enhancement runes. You get 13 random purple traceries, you get 8 random teal traceries, and also 6 tokens for teal traceries. You get 3 random gold traceries, and also 3 selection tokens for gold traceries. You get your typical 4 sealed chest of embers and figments. Each of those will have 1,000 embers and 1,000 figments. I'm just at cap, so I didn't get my rewards. Now we get to the goodies from this season. You have your typical heraldry selection box, and you have your 2 word of craft selection boxes. Select which output you want of the heraldry, and you have 2 word of craft you can select. And now for the unique items, the 4 unique items for this season. First one is a Tome of the Snow-Covered Aurochs. So let's study this skill. Try to summon this cosmetic pet. And as you can see, we got our own little Snow Aurochs pet. That's the first one. Next up we have an emote, grant reading emote. Let's see, read, what happens? You just take a book, you open a book and you read. And you turn the page. Kinda nice, I like it. Do a bit of reading. Alright, next up we have another cosmetic pet, Tome of the Fiery Blue Beetle. Let's bring that out here. And there it is, little blue beetle following you around. And the very last thing, the level 100 reward, account-wide Ukrash frame. Opening this will give you the frame, Ukrash. Let's have a look at the Ukrash frame. Where is it? Oh, I need to, wait, where is it? There. There you go. It's it's orange. You get that frame for every character if you reach level 100 of the reward track. Thank you for watching. Please consider subscribing to help out the channel. Leave a like, join my Discord, and I'll see you in the next one. If you're playing or looking to play Lord of the Rings online, there is one place you need to be. The Ghyniverse is a community Discord server for the game Lord of the Rings Online. In this server, you'll find anything from giveaways. There's also a frequently asked questions channel that I would recommend checking out first. You'll be able to see when I put out new YouTube videos, whenever I stream. You can also ask for the streamer role, and you'll be able to post your own streams in this server for everyone to see. There's currently over 5,000 members in this Discord, and it keeps growing. You will also find discussion channels about the game, LOTRO. You can ask any questions in the help channel. There's discussions for every single class in the game and PvP. But one of the best things about this server is the best in slot items section. In this section you can find trait lines for every single class. You will find screenshots of the current best gear being displayed. In this channel you'll find charts showing what stats you need for your characters, mitigations, mastery crit, finesse, but you'll also find useful information about drop rates in different instances. I hope you will consider joining my server, and maybe one day I'll see you in Middle Earth.